Alright, well, I'm going to take a quick look here at the progress that was made on day 5. It's actually the morning of day 6, but my camera died last night and I had to leave it on the charger. So I had to wait till this morning to finish up. But made pretty good progress yesterday, not quite as much as I had hoped, but I'm still on target with my original schedule. So let's just take a quick look around and see where we're at here. The The drywall came. Now, I couldn't get my delivery as early as I had hoped. I certainly bought too much. I'm probably only going to need this one sheet, maybe two, and of course you got to buy them in pairs, but I definitely didn't need the other two. I overestimated on that, so I'm going to have a few pieces of drywall left over, and then this is the wire mesh screen, which I ended up using a lot more of than I anticipated to patch up the holes. And you basically use that to plaster onto. So you push that into the wall openings and secure that behind the wall. It's good for a lot of the grooves and things that I've been trying to fill in. So you just make that basically gives you some structure inside when you put the plaster on to give the plaster some extra strength. And so I've been using that a lot. Made some good progress yesterday patching up holes, but I didn't get started till late because I couldn't get my delivery time moved up for the supplies, and so I didn't even start. The guy didn't even show up till after 3. I think it was about 3:30. But you can see I've got this space around the box. It's got a solid first coat on it that's pretty well dry. Still a little damp, but I can start working on a second coat tonight. Still got some holes up there to finish up. I've got most of the big holes here in the kitchen covered. So you can see there's still some damp plaster in there. I don't know if I allowed adequate dry time to my schedule, so that's the only thing that's getting me a little nervous right now. But I got all of this wall, the cabinet with the boxes are mudded in. I'm going to need to go in and put a skim coat on there to smooth everything out. But I've got all the major holes covered. Same, more holes up here. I got that whole trench that I cut out to put the water pipe in done. I also got the ceiling filled in, and that opening on the other side. Basically, what I did there was I put 2 strips across this section. I put 2 strips of drywall into the middle of the hole, and then put the wire mesh around wherever I needed it. Wire mesh on the ends there. And then on the opposite end, over the top of the actual wire that the electricians put in, I just put a single layer of half-inch drywall. And so there's 1 layer down there and 2 layers all the way up at the top, or at the other end there. And then just worked over the whole thing with plaster to even it all up and spread it all out. So far it's looking pretty good. I need to definitely go back and work on a finish coat. But I think that's going to turn out pretty good. And I don't really need to kill myself finishing the middle of that right now because I can access it after the kitchen cabinets and everything are in. So I'm not quite so worried about that. And then, of course, I still got these holes and this big section down here to do today. So I got to get my butt in gear because I can't start putting cabinets in until I get this finished. Now the nice thing is only these parts in the middle need to be pretty. This stuff down here just needs to be covered and put a coat of primer on it because it's all going to be covered up. And same with these pieces up here and that piece up there, and the parts on the other side. So time for me to get back to mixing. While I was waiting for the supplies to come, I did some more Ikea work. I've got all the drawers are done. They're in the girls' room, but I also put together some of the base unit cabinets. I'm trying to be conscious of the space that I have to work here and not overbuild. But this is the sink cabinet right here, and those are the rails that the sink will sit on top of. So it'll sit on the edges and then rest on top of those bars in the middle. That little short shelf unit goes right up against the wall and gives us a little spacer. That was the narrowest piece we could find that didn't have a door because we have swing space issues over there. And then that is the cabinet that will go on the opposite side of the dishwasher, which will be coming tomorrow, Friday. Today I'm recording this on Thursday. So I've got these pieces together. A good note, if you're putting anything together from Ikea, this cabinet right here is basically the same kind of cabinet as this one right here. You know, came with the two rails and the back and everything on it. But in order to figure out how I needed to put it together to build it for a base unit for the refrigerator or for the sink, I actually had to open up the sink box and pull the instructions out of there, because the instructions for how to assemble this piece were inside the sink box. And so without reading both sets of instructions to see which one was the official one for how this was supposed to go together, I would have put it together wrong. So it's really important that you take out all the instructions, especially if you're going to be doing something like putting a sink on a base cabinet unit. You got to take the instructions out for everything first, read them over to see if there's any special alterations you need to make, because it's not always consistent exactly where all the detailed instructions are for you. It was a little confusing for me as to how all that went together. And then last but not least, I did this actually on Tuesday night before I went to bed. I'm just going to show you real quick. I put together all these drawers and then moved them into the girls' room for safekeeping until I was finished. But these drawers went together really, really easy. They actually just snap together. There's just a couple of pieces of metal that snap together. The bottom slides into a groove, and then I think there was 4 screws on each one. It was really, really easy. I put them together, the whole thing, in about 45 minutes. So that is where I'm at today, and now I need to go and get myself sorted out this morning and get back to work, because there's a lot left to do and time is wasted. I've got today and tomorrow is the only vacation days I've got left, so I got to get a lot of work done. So I'll see you on the next video. Have a good day.